guys, this is Tara Von Macabre again, and I know it's been a while since I've made my last video, and it's kind of an update and a public service announcement, and it's a very serious topic, but I'm going to try to make it a little light and fun. So, my update is, I am working a fabulous fucking job, and I truly, truly love everything about it. I get to give trade secrets on my cosmetology, what we've done as licensed professionals, and also I work with a great crew. My boyfriend and I are still together. I am really, really happy, even though we're in a not so great position, but hey, you know what? It does help a lot when you have somebody that cares about you as much as you actually care about them damn trucks, to help you along. And, yeah, so, I had put a video out and then took it down shortly after about domestic violence. And I don't want to make it sound less than what it really is. It's very painful. It's a lot like being bullied, but instead of you being as a kid, you're an adult. And you always wonder why it happens. You always think it's you. If any of my viewers have ever, my whole 5, 7, I don't know how many people I have, but anybody that comes across this, if you have ever been through an abusive relationship or have ever seen it going on, it's not your fault that it happens. Because for a really long time, and even now, it's hard to talk about. I do now have PTSD. I do have the flashbacks. I do have the anxiety, mainly the anxiety and the depression, but I do have the flashbacks. I do have bad dreams, nightmares of what has happened, and it's very real still. Very, very real, very upfront in my head, because the hardest part of it is I had lost my family. If you guys ever watched if you guys have ever watched some of my previous videos where I talk about picking up my kids, or having my kids with me or whatever, I had always promised things and never delivered. I promised a lot of videos of makeup and hair and blah, 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 blah. Well, I wasn't able to do it because I was being abused. And because a lot of times when I was doing those videos, I would just scrap the whole thing because I looked like shit, or I had a bruise, or I was just mentally not there, or whatever the case may have been. I first wanted to say I'm sorry. I apologize for not being able to deliver what I promised. And second, I've come to realize that it wasn't me. I wasn't the problem. And yes, I'm shaking. But that should tell you guys how difficult it is to speak of this. But other than that, yes, we're doing fantastic. Me and my new significant other. He is a wonderful, pleasant person, and he is my best friend. And that's really, really what I needed all along. A lot of the shit that I had gone through, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but it was a lot of physical, it was a lot of mental torture. It was more like being put in a box that you don't fit in. there was a lot of red flags, and I just, kind of a confession, I guess, too. I didn't want to see them because I wanted to do all I could for my kids, not realizing that I could have done better by myself and my kids. I could still have them, but I can't think of that. And I hope someday that my kids do watch this in my videos and say, wow, that's my mom, and that's, you know, she really did try everything. And especially my oldest, I love them dearly. I miss them every fucking day. My heart aches because I can't see them, and I can't hold them, and I can't tuck them in at night, and I'm not there to comfort them, and trying to smile through it, it's really, really hard. I have often heard the father say, oh, he misses them, he wishes that da-da-da-da-da, but he's the one who made his choice, just like I made my choice. My choices were not good, especially staying with him. That was the worst mistake I'd ever made, because in turn, I lost my children. After I lost my children, I lost everything else, and I almost took my life several times because I'd lost my kids. It was only until my my current boyfriend that I realized that I was just trash. And now I'm a treasure. And my children were a treasure. Excuse me, this is pretty hard. But I feel that I need to do this because I know that there's others that are going through it, or somebody who's never experienced it, who has no clue. I'm there. You know, I'm there for you. I'm there. Like my viewers, the 7 viewers I have, you guys are, you know, you've watched what I've done, and you've watched how dead I was. And as you can see now, I look pretty alive. I mean, I'm not as pale as I used to be. I'm not as, no, hi, it's, you know, I'm not really like that anymore. I've found peace within myself because it took me a long time to be my own best friend, and it took me a long time to actually be comfortable with myself. Yeah, I still have body issues. I still have mental issues with the nightmares of being hit square in the back of the head or in the face, or being kicked or talked down to. It's still very fresh. So I wanted to make this for somebody else who may be going through it, and who may just happen upon this video and be like, wow, she's gone through this shit too. Holy fuck. And yes, I am a self-proclaimed goth, and I've been through enough shit in my life where I try to be really good to others. Granted, it doesn't always work, because there's some asshat all the time who's, oh, I'm better than you, or ha ha ha, you have to walk everywhere, ha ha ha, I'm in a car, yeah, well, because guess what, you walked a mile in my shoes, you probably wouldn't be able to survive. But the positive things are, yeah, I completed cosmetology school. I did it on my own, out of my own accord, even with all the bullshit that I've had to deal with. Going through my schooling. Going to school and having bruises in places that nobody could see, nobody knew, as far as I thought. Going through with the mental torture that I had to go home that night, when all I really wanted to do was just stay there. stay in the school so I didn't have to go back. Being out until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning where I needed to go to school the next day and work a full fucking day on the floor. And yet, he was drunk. He was, oh, I want to go surfing. Why didn't you fucking eat? That's your fucking problem that you didn't go off and eat. No, motherfucker. It was your problem. So you know what? I've learned to turn all that shit around. And I'm still learning. Instead of looking at it as, why me? I'm looking at it like, I survived. I survived the worst bullying and the worst bullshit I could ever go through. And now look, I have a license. I have a fabulous fucking job. I work with a crew I absolutely adore. And to make it all that much better, my children are safe. They're not with me. I don't see them. I don't hear from them. Unfortunately, the state did terminate my rights. And it kills me to say that and to admit it to a public forum. But I know deep in here, in the pinkest, warmest part of my heart, that my boys are okay. They're going to live a better life than I ever did. And I pray every day to the gods that they're nothing like him. They're nothing like that. I'm trying to be very polite about this because I don't want to talk down. But I pray every day that they're not like him. They don't have his scathing intellect. And I know it sounds bad, but that's really what it was. He was very scathing, very narcissistic gaslighting person. That's the nicest way I can put it. I mean, I trust me, there's many mean things I've said, but I'm going to refrain because that is not me. I'm a bigger person than that. I'm a much better person. And I've learned a lot. The positive side to, and this is not to glorify or make it seem like it's okay to have it happen, because it's not. And if you're one of those asshats who thinks, yeah, pedophilia and domestic violence is great, you go ahead, do it. No, just stop your fucking self right there and really evaluate what the fuck is wrong with you. If you think that it's okay to be abused or to be the abuser because, oh, well, it's their fault. No, motherfucker, it's yours. But if you're on the other end of it and you're going, why me? Look what it's done. It's made you a lot stronger. If you've survived it, you can learn from it. I've survived death in my family, my immediate family. I've lost friends to overdoses. I've lost my children. I've lost my sense of self for a really long time. Because like I mentioned before, it's like being put in a box that you don't fit in. But now I'm out of that box. I'm not the round peg in the square hole anymore. I am the fabulous fucking person who is going to take that negative experience, and I'm hoping that this video is the start of it. But I'm taking that negative and I'm turning it into a positive. Domestic violence is never your fault. If you are the victim, which I hate that word. Yeah, scratch that. If you're the survivor of some asshole, like men or women, I don't care. If you're a survivor, you are a fucking amazing punk rocker of a fucking person. You have gone through some shit that other people would be like, nope, done. Because in the end, you're a lot stronger. Not just physically, mentally. You can now you have that control over your own life. You don't need somebody else to tell you, you need to dress this way. You need to have your hair color this way. You need to wear this. Now, fuck you. I'm happy in all black. My hair black. My clothes black. Fuck you. I'm me, and I'm going to stay me. So you know what? See the smiling face? You can put me down. You can throw shit at me. But I'm still going to come up and smell like a fucking rose. Because guess what? Manure makes things grow. And I know it's already almost 17 minutes into this video, and I've probably just blabbed on and blah blah and gotten it off my chest. But any adverse things in your life, I see it as it's going to make you stronger. Don't get into an abusive relationship just so that you can prove to yourself that you're strong, because not everybody survives. There are some women and men who have been in such bad relationships, they're in the hospital for the rest of their life. They're in a coma, or fuck, they've died. I couldn't tell you how many times on the news I've heard of domestic disputes where the husband kills the wife kills the husband, or there's a murder-suicide. Yeah, I have issues about it. Like I said, I have PTSD. I have the body issues and the body weight issues, and they've gotten worse over the years of being in that relationship, if I can quote Eminem. And I normally don't, but I will use that because it's true. It's a relationship. A relationship floats. Relationship sinks. But I wanted to do this quickly before I head into my fabulous job, where I love my crew and I love the people that I really look forward to it every day. I'm not going to state where I live, where I am, what job I'm in, nothing, because it's a public fucking forum. Anybody can look this up. But at this point, I do want to keep some anonymity, whatever that word is. I want to keep to myself where I am, what I'm doing, who I'm with. But I will say this, pardon me. Don't ever think of yourself as trash. And I know it's a cliche, but one man's trash is another man's treasure. If that one person that's abusing you and making you feel like the lowest piece of shit ever, just realize somebody out there is looking at you and going, wow, that is my diamond, that is my platinum, that person is my angel, somehow, some way. And I know from my personal experience with the person I'm with now, I've never been trash. I've been that treasure, not to one person, but to 5. The 4 being my children, the 1 being the person who I'm with now. And yes, I will freely admit that. I am still fucking, unfortunately married, trying to fix that. Hopefully this new year brings new things, and that I will no longer be known by my married name, because it is disgusting. It reminds me of... Anyway. So always remember, if you're in a bad relationship, a bad situation, make the best of it. So, now that I've rambled on for almost 20 minutes, I do have to go to work. But I wanted to make this video to tell you guys, yes, I am back. I will be making videos. I'm just re-upping all my kits, and especially my makeup and hair. So I'll be able to do a lot more when I'm in a better position. But in the meantime, I will give updates. I will make sure that people know, especially the people who do follow me. I mean, I don't know who all 7 of you are, but maybe, hopefully, this next year I get more people. And provided that things go well, you may see a lot more coming from me. And I'll be able to do scheduling, schedule videos on hair and nails and wonderful things like makeup. And maybe I'll be able to help somebody even just by this video. So, with all that being said, I love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Happy holidays. And I hope everybody has a great 2018. So, on that note, I will bid you guys adieu. Femme Macabre.